But the accomplishments of your life, from this little girl who had nothing.
I marvel at the grace that God has shown me. I marvel at that.
Ability to read saved my life. And even in my darkest moments of sexual abuse and being physically abused and so forth, I knew there was another way. I knew there was a way out. I knew there was another kind of life because I'd read about it.
Today's story is for a woman who was born on January 29th, 1954, in the state of Mississippi, to a teenage mother who was a maid and a father who was a coal miner turned barber turned city councilman who was in the armed forces when she was born. Her parents, Vernita and Vernon, never married. Her early life was marked by hardship and struggle. Her childhood was spent in a world where she faced the challenges of poverty, abuse, and racial segregation. Despite these formidable obstacles, her journey from her humble beginnings to becoming one of the most influential and successful personalities in the world is nothing short of remarkable.
9 years old, I was raped. About 10 years old, I started being molested by my cousin's boyfriend and then my father's brother. When I was 14, I just ran away from home, started running in the streets. I became pregnant and I hid the pregnancy until literally the day the child was born. The baby was premature and later died. When this baby died, my father said to me, "This is your second chance."
Did you guess who she is? Yes, we are telling the untold story of Oprah Winfrey. Following her birth, her mother moved to the north, leaving Oprah to spend her initial 6 years in the rural poverty of her maternal grandmother, Hattie Mae Lee's home. The grandmother lived in such poverty that the girl frequently wore dresses fashioned from potato sacks, leading to ridicule from other children. Despite these circumstances, her grandmother instilled in her a love for reading before she even turned 3 and would bring her to the local church. There, she earned the nickname The Preacher due to her impressive skill in reciting Bible verses. When she was 6, her grandmother fell ill, and the girl was sent to live with her mother in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the boarding house owner made her sleep on the porch. Her years with her mother also exposed her to even more horrific drama. As she recalls, when she was just 9 years old, she was raped by her 19-year-old cousin. Over time, a family friend and an uncle also abused the vulnerable young girl. Unable to seek help or confide in anyone, she became rebellious, fighting with her mother, staying out all night, and being wild, as she put it. She described her behavior at the time as promiscuous, not understanding that she could set boundaries for her body. Young Oprah also didn't understand the consequences of being sexually active. As a result, she became pregnant at the age of 14. Instead of being a support for her, her mother's first reaction was to take her to a girls' home. I remember having a moment where I thought, now I'm officially a bad girl. And as I sat there waiting to be processed, I thought to myself, I really don't belong here, she recalled. As luck would have it, the home didn't have room for her. so her distraught mother sent her to live with her father instead. There she had her second chance of a happy life, and she took it and made the most of it. Fate begins to smile upon her. Her father shelters her in Nashville, Tennessee. At first, she was afraid to reveal her condition to her father. "I hid the pregnancy until my swollen ankles and belly gave me away," Oprah Winfrey wrote in a 2007 issue of O magazine. Finally, she told her dad the truth, and in this same day, she gave birth to a baby boy. Unfortunately, he died within a week, never having left the hospital or having been held by his mother. Being so young, Oprah didn't really understand what had happened or feel any connection to the baby at the time. But her father, a former military member, knew that his daughter now had more options than she would have had if she had been a teen mom. She excels in her education, becoming a top student and one of the most popular girls in school. She wins an oratorical competition and a scholarship to the University of Tennessee, where she later studies communications and public speaking. This marks the beginning of her long journey towards fame and power. Oprah's early love for communication and storytelling became a refuge from the challenges she faced. She found solace in the pages of books, where she could imagine a world far removed from her own struggles. It was this love for reading that propelled her into the world of media. Her innate talent and charisma shone through, and she began to climb the ranks of the broadcasting world, breaking barriers and setting new standards for what was possible for a young African-American woman in America. When she was just 17 years old, Oprah Winfrey won a beauty pageant for African-American girls, and the win helped her get a job as a radio show host. She was then the youngest woman at the microphone and the first African-American. She also made her television debut as a news anchor in Baltimore, Maryland. There, she also worked as a reporter on her first talk show called People Are Talking. This was her first opportunity to host her own talk show. The production became a huge hit, and she remained its host for 8 years. Her television debut was as a news anchor, and in 1984, she moved to Chicago, where, in 1986, she started her own show, which she produced herself. The show was broadcast on 120 different channels to an audience of around 10 million people. This was a big step, not only for Black women, but for all women in the United States. In its first year, the show earned $125 million, $30 million of which went directly to her. She soon acquired full rights to the show and set up her own production company. After 2 years on the air, the show reached the highest ratings in the States. She gained further recognition when she starred in Steven Spielberg's production of The Color Purple. The film was nominated for an Oscar, and she was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress. In 1987, her talk show wins an Emmy Award in several categories, tops the rankings as the most popular television show, and gains international recognition. It is during this time that she first senses the smell of success. The show falls into the traditional confines of the talk show genre. It features guests who have a problem, want to complain, or are victims of an accident. Gradually, Oprah begins to use her show for charitable purposes, At the same time, she breaks TV conventions by talking openly about various uncomfortable topics of everyday life, such as child sexual abuse or drug addiction. In the 1990s, Oprah organized a television readers club that immediately became the most influential one in the United States. Many authors presented their books to her, and one of the last was the President of the United States, Bill Clinton, with his autobiography, My Life. The club became the most important indicator of bestseller lists and influenced sales enormously. Thus, over the years, Oprah has gained a huge influence on the American media. In 1996, after she mentioned on her show that she avoided eating beef meat, Texas ranchers accused her of contributing to a $12 million collapse in meat prices and losses. The court, however, found her not guilty. This shows how influential a person she actually is. Oprah Winfrey is the founder of the Charity Angel Network, owns a magazine and a television station. She is the president of Harpo Productions. She is the initiator, producer, and author of a dozen other television programs as well as charities. She writes and publishes 5 books, becoming the most expensive television host and the wealthiest African American woman of the 20th century. She is also the first woman to produce her own television show. To this day, she has raised over $51 billion through donations, a shining example of her commitment to empowering the underprivileged is the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. Established in 2007, this institution stands as a beacon of excellence in education, offering high-quality schooling to girls from disadvantaged backgrounds. Oprah's vision for the Academy was not merely to educate, but to nurture leadership, confidence, and the sense of purpose among these young women. The Academy's establishment was driven by Oprah's belief in education as a transformative tool that can break the cycle of poverty and empower individuals to reach their full potential. Oprah's philanthropic efforts extend far beyond her academy. Her donations, often running into millions of dollars, support various causes, including education, child welfare, and disaster relief. Through her private charity, the Oprah Winfrey Foundation, and her public charity, Oprah's Angel Network, she has contributed significantly to enhancing the lives of others around the globe. Her commitment to giving back is rooted in her own experiences of overcoming adversity and her desire to uplift others. She herself chooses not to have children, claiming she has never known a mother's love. She considers 152 girls living in her academy in South Africa as her own children. On a personal level, Oprah Winfrey's love life, particularly her long-term relationship with Stedman Graham, has been a subject of public interest, albeit one that she has managed to keep relatively private. Stedman Graham is an educator, author, and businessman, and he has been Oprah's partner since 1986. Despite their long-standing relationship, Oprah and Stedman have chosen not to marry, a decision that Oprah has openly discussed in various interviews. Oprah and Stedman's relationship is characterized by mutual respect and support for one another's careers and individual pursuits. Oprah has often expressed that their decision not to marry has contributed to the strength and longevity of their relationship, suggesting that their unconventional approach to partnership has allowed them to grow both together and individually.
Somewhere I've always known that I was born for greatness in my life. Somewhere I've always felt it.
Oprah Winfrey's life story serves as a powerful reminder that no matter how difficult our beginnings, through perseverance, resilience, and a heart full of compassion, it is possible to transcend our limitations and make a meaningful impact on the world. Her unwavering dedication to making a difference in the lives of others continues to inspire countless individuals to pursue their dreams, never give up, and contribute positively to society. Oprah's legacy is not just in her achievements, but in the hope and opportunities she has created for others. Embodying the true essence of transformational leadership and generosity, Oprah's journey is a clarion call to never give up, to believe in the possibility of transformation, and to pursue our dreams with relentless passion. It's a reminder that our past does not define us. Rather, it's our courage to rise above it and our determination to create a future illuminated by our dreams and aspirations. Let us know which other personality you would like us to talk about. Please share this video on social media to reach more people and make them think. Thank you for your help. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so to not miss our future videos. And if you haven't seen our latest videos about Connor and Albert, please do it. This really helps to grow our channel. Take care, believe in yourself, and love each other. Until next time.